that chase round with the passenger where he passed by Hamilton here. Highly successful PC7 and the 9, this one being the 9.
Oh, 9. It's
considered to be rather comfortable. Glasses is the only completely privately owned aircraft manufacturer, I still think that's correct, for a nod, or is it going to be a full turn? More against, really, just before you reduce the speed, going over the top of what would have been a full turn at the speed of your cruise, but doing it a little early to make it into a gate. Of that bubble canopy. Simplicity of jet handling. Coming through in a plan of the surface of the wing. 49 failed to return from operation.
Yes, I was taking off. My favourite's taking off. We didn't that.
As the Lancaster departs, the boys' bases are crew. The rendezvous historic flight led by the fast line, the two Blackfish backtrack the runway. We've been holding back on a whole host of Paris notices, so I suppose we better get rid of a few.
what, that? Firefly.
The desperate struggle over France this month being replaced by no less than conflicts between the Admiralty and the Royal Air Force, of who should control the naval aviation. Two Blackfish now rolling to take off. When the Second War broke out again in 1939, the fleet air on could only muster 340 aircraft, most of them biplanes. They were actually rapidly operating off the Woodford aircraft carriers of the Second World War. Working now with helicopters and Sea Harriers presently attached to the United Nations peacekeeping force in Bosnia, and helicopters in support of the army at Northern Ireland. So wind ourselves back, and we have the arrival of the two Blackfish. Unmistakable sound of that Griffin engine from above. Two fish, the one on the right, W5856, the one carrying the torpedo that's normally full of beer for the Navy. This is painted in the pre-war colours of 810 Squadron, that is advanced on Ark Royal. Quite a compliment.
John,
the
long
yellow fuselage stripe identified as 810 Squadron as Yellow Squadron in the summer air exercises held in 1939. That's the leading swordfish, blackfish rather. The huge cockpit. You can sort of, well, you can see the troops at the back standing up. You could wander around, have a conversation. You can lean over the pilot's shoulder and peer at the instruments, tap him on the shoulder, hand him a hot mug of cocoa if you wish, if you're taking a thermos with you. The aeroplane combines a proven and well-trusted airframe structure with an advanced technology engine and propeller combination, together with the latest up-to-minute concept. The aeroplane offers standard interiors with 60 to 72 seats, and with the new generation propellers giving a vibration-free and fast, comfortable ride, with an airborne noise footprint which is so essential nowadays. Coming round a very respectable tight turn. Passenger comfort and convenience of the ATP has been given a lot of attention. Some 63-foot long, bright, spacious passenger cabin, constant headroom height or 18-foot here being extended in this very tight turn. Taking off just ahead of the Harris. Company is running in from your right. This aircraft carrying after the potent of the Hawker system. Maximum speed of 450 miles an hour, a phenomenal rate of time of over 4,500 feet per minute. Operated by the old flying machine company, and today flown by Ray Hanna. On the runway, taxiing out, is the second unique aircraft. F-86 Sabre, also operated by the old flying machine company, and flown by Ray Hanna's son, Mark Hanna. So you have father and son flying unique aircraft. And I guess with this man showing such beautiful flying, I shall remain silent. In the Sabre. The old Japanese story all over again. With the superior training and skills of American pilots cornered a MiG, they could be jockeys into an Solar interceptors with nose radars on all rocket armament numbers.
I do want to go to it. It's done.
There he goes.
Oh,
Really big
it is. Here comes a loud noise. Coming, coming! There's a loud noise now. Loud noise. It's a nice one. In fact, that was a Cobra. Cobra that we first saw at Farnborough. Well, that is a big aircraft being thrown around in a large bit of airspace, very, very tight rated airspace. Now coming through is the high alpha. The fly-by-wire system really looking after the aircraft and balancing on the power from those engines coming through just about 20 knots above the storm. Big aircraft you see now coming through, showing remarkably the slow speed characteristics of the handling of what we see roughly designed to go. Behind the canopy deployed. Vladimir Lusinovsky doing a immaculate display. Aren't they terrific? our elderly transport aircraft. Was in 1954, November the 16th, 1954.
She did with us at the shop.
That route cut the journey time from Europe to California to 20 hours. 1/3 less than it takes other airlines, or it did in those days. Another slow fly past.
Going on top.
Look at a small person.
I see the fires.
Small, isn't it? Britannia. Small person, isn't it?
Kid you not. It must be probably, and I'm not certain about, when you start quoting facts, someone will always correct you, but it must be, if not the smallest, one of the smallest multi-engined aircraft.
You look at all the stuff.
So, smoke on,
So real.
the Broussard.
That's only going about 40, isn't it? No, that's 60. And now it's a point four.
Well, we've seen the structural technology before. The power of the Creek 32 horsepower. This will be a fly past with the Creek still so good attached to the roof. Because this is the time that the Creek will be released from the top of the Broussard. As soon as Yves Duval is happy, he will give the signal for the release. That must be a very exciting manoeuvre.
Butch's radio controlled plane.
I saw a scene very like this out in Florida recently, with this huge, great vulture type bird going around the nest, and this tiny little starling fighting off this great big beast. And it's very similar with this Creek coming in and tucking in closely into the Broussard like that. So they are the next flight will take speed under that. Going through Yves Duval on a loop.
rolling. Brought her way down onto the B axis. Now wouldn't this be a splendid aircraft to have some pride in over aircraft? Can't cost much to run. There's not a lot of it, mate, there. It's nippy. Fast, 260 kilometers an hour. Has an inverted system. Probably park it in your garage. It's very, very small. Fairly quick. Rate and roll. Roll, quickly change.
I'd like this. That's
Parachute display team. Seen many times around the country. They used to have a team, and I guess they still do, of 4 cream trees that produce high-quality matters. Currently, a local car. 4432, and those were the raffle.
Jetstream 41.
So the Jetstream 41 now.
It's all a fast one.
See, we didn't get another one.
It's quiet. Pressurized airliner and a proven record in the worldwide operations, particularly accepted in the highly competitive North American market. The large stand-up cabin has one universal passenger acceptance. Will retain all the proven facilities and features of its predecessors, while offering an increase in capacity to some 29 passengers. Totally self-contained, you don't have to wait for the ground services people to pitch up with a set of stairs. A new door in the rear fuselage provides access to a greatly enlarged main baggage hold, so you can speed up the loading. Coming through with the gear now. These guys, the PPE 331. Diving away from the crowd position for the next manoeuvre. Did you get your cameras ready? This is one for the girls. Aggressive vertical move now, diving back towards the ground again, rolling out towards the left-hand side of the ground. Helicopter display pad. Russian test flight.
Did you just now? Did you go on top?
Keeping some low stuff today. This would be a practice one.
Virtually inside the airfield boundaries. Quick puff from the afterburners. Been apart. I guess the time is back up. So cameras are ready as they come back in to join up for formation. Takes quite a lot of synchronisation to get two large aircraft at the same time. Nice Now, how about that? One pulled straight up into the Cobra, and the minute we couldn't see.
Coming into lane
along the top and the rear of the fuselage, just behind the canopy, as the stage left to the Singleton. Now this is going up for the tail slide, and we're going to think, yes we are. Sitting, falling down the length of the aircraft, not the normal sort of thing to do with a big fighter. Engines. Coming through now for the low speed, high alpha pass. Nose bit well up into the air, something like, I don't know, 20, 30 knots above the stall, 40 knots, something like that. Not an awful lot anyway. This is where he's using the fly-by-wire capabilities of the aircraft. Seeking to have pure power from those two engines.
Sorry.
You love this thing, this is hard. That's sorry, isn't it?
Nose wheels still firmly off the ground. You can see the large speed brake there. That's the nose wheel with the sun. You haven't picked up your lost children centre, please. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry we didn't get the best weather for you. It did hold off, however. Thank you for coming. We hope to see you next year. Have a safe drive home. Finally, thanks to Alistair Robertson, who has been the man sweating away over a long time.
Nilheim gunship. MiG-21.
No wonder they're pleading.
And going all the way back to the First World War. Lovely aeroplane, the Woodford. Those of you who've been to the Shuttleworth collection will have undoubtedly seen the box kite flying. And just think, just 6 years separates the design of the box kite of being the most effective fighting aeroplane of the First World War. And in that aircraft, you're looking at a completely original aeroplane. Its opponent this afternoon, Robin Bowes, flying his replica Fokker triplane. That Fokker has been largely rebuilt following a dig, following an engine failure. It's now pulled along by a Lycoming, not the original size or power at all, but a dummy engine on the front, keeping the lines the same. But right up until 1932. The Fokker triplane up there in the hands of Robin Bowes, that was a very feared aeroplane in its time. There were a number of captured examples which were evaluated by the British Air Ministry of the time, who said, this isn't an aeroplane worth worrying about. But in fact, Robin will show you just how manoeuvrable the aeroplane was. It's pretty good in pitch, it's very good in yaw, and it doesn't roll all that well because it's got just a single set of aileron section. The Fokker triplane breaking away. But they were a very effective fighting aeroplane. Not as liked by their pilots as has often been reported. But von Richthofen did like his. He hung on to it for much longer than some of the other squadrons. Not an easy aeroplane to fly. Those three wings act rather like a Venetian blind in certain areas, but it oh, it does roll. Nice barrel roll there. Bit more power than the original motor, I think. It was being fired on from the ground and also from a Sopwith Camel flown by a Lieutenant May. And Captain Ray Brown claimed the kill from the air. Have a look at the armament now on the Woodford. Single Vickers machine gun firing forward through the propeller arc. They perfected the interrupter gear that allowed that to happen in the end, and a rearward facing observer with one or sometimes two Lewis guns mounted on a scarf ring, which obviously had some peacetime uses were largely on Army Cooperation Service at home. The squadron served overseas in Germany, Turkey, Iran and India. And as I said earlier, the last of these aeroplanes served with both the Cambridge and Oxford University Air Squad. Refurbished from an engine and air freight point of view in the early 80s over at Shuttleworth. Fighting was done in those early days. It took a while to recognise the finishes to this aircraft, so he can simulate the bringing down of the Red Baron, and he's in big trouble now. for Robin. In-flight visibility is fair in the triplane, but on the ground and during landing, he has to adopt a nose-up attitude, otherwise it's described as trying to land whilst looking through a Venetian blind. Got the advantage here in that this is a replica, so it's built with rather more modern glues and you yank it around a little bit more. Bit of a chunkier engine on the front end as well. Tony Hag Thomas is doing a very good job of flying the brisket within fairly gentle limits and keeping behind them. But sadly on start-up the Hawker Hind has slipped a ring on the starter motor and they won't be able to get her in the air today. Highly hopeful though that she will display tomorrow. Pat Crawford and Mike Bennett to the control tower, please. Pat Crawford, Mike Bennett, from your cub, come to the control tower.